The original text of this story contains links back to all referenced prior stories for context. A link to the text post can be found in the video's description.
I know it feels like I talk about this a lot lately, but by the time the two of you read this, I will be within 20 ounces of the lowest I have weighed since I discovered food and alcohol as a combination. Even that low watermark was the result of a bad accident that led to a broken jaw and me off of solid foods for 8 weeks in 2003. COVID season created a world wherein I was absolutely not social outside of what could be attained from my phone or one of my computers. I was work, eat, sleep, work, drink, sleep, work, week in and week out. And the weight that had been yo-yoing between 245 and 270 was firmly at 265. I felt like shit and decided to do something about it. July 2022, I decided to take out the running shoes I'd already acquired and hit the pavement. 3 weeks later, I ended my then 26-year relationship with alcohol. The first few pounds slid right off no problem. Nothing noticeable, not on a go-buy-new-clothes level, but the scale was telling it for me. Mid-2023 arrived and my weight loss had plateaued, but mainly because I got complacent. I woke up one June morning and dedicated, "No, we ain't doing this shit again," and buckled the fuck down. 5 days a week, sometimes 3 times a day, I was on the pavement. When weather didn't allow that, I was on the exercise bike. Mixed with my intermittent fasting regimen, I don't eat anything solid for 14 to 16 hours after dinner every day. The weight came off more slowly, but more consistently with fewer stalls and infinitely more noticeably. I had happened upon what worked for me, and I have stuck with it unflappably, even when I just don't feel like it. Speaking of feel like it, a lot of my times where I just don't can be remedied with the simple change of scenery. I've always just gone and parked my car at Mom's house and walked through the 3 parks connected by greenways across the street from her house. The walk is usually good for about 4 miles. While I am only out there maybe once every other week or 3, there are some who I know for fact go daily. I know because they tell me. Once recently, I went over and set out upon the parks. At the end of my walks, I always circle the first park to round out my total distance or time spent into a full number. One lady was in the park with me, and as I stopped by the exit to stretch, she approached me. "Hi. Good afternoon. You are a fast walker." "Thanks. I'm getting used to it." "How long you been at it?" "About 16 months or so." "And how much you lost?" "Well, about 95 from when I was sick in 2015, but a little under 60 right now." "And just walking?" "No, I do a little lifting too, and I watch how I'm eating." "Do you have like a goal?" "My goal? To record an R&B album and have my shirt off on the cover." "Oh, you sing too?" My wife says no, and she is probably right. Flip note: I have to mention my wife person to any woman who speaks to me because reasons. No, I'm going for 195 to 200-ish with all my clothes on, watch and shoes and all. And it is just exercise? You don't take anything like supplements or anything? Oh, fuck. Didn't we just do this shit in the neighborhood? Not to let y'all in on anything more than you need to know, but I have some health conditions that suffice it that I just don't even try to navigate what supplements will or won't interfere with my medications. I'm super cautious about even the outlying possibilities that I won't even bother bring it up to my doctors, not even pain medication for soreness. Oh shit, she's waiting for me. I better come up with something on the spot. Well, I had weight loss surgery once, but that didn't work, so I tried crack and benzos next, but I got arrested for possession once. I settled on this one supplement I call Oswald. Oswald? Yep, works like a charm. It's a weekly shot. You mean like Ozempic? More so than you might imagine. Hell, maybe I need to hire you as my trainer or my Master Yoda or something. Here, email me at this address and we can work out the logistics of it all. This phone I have on me is my personal one. I have a different one for business. What's your name? It's Mo. You read that right. With Detective Woodpenis most likely out of my life, I can bring back Mo Phillips and all for good reason now. I finished stretching and went in the mom's house to say bye and grab a bottle of water and started to head home. But I remembered a spot of business I needed to set up on the way. I went home and had an email from the young lady about how to get into my program and costs and everything. I explained in response that the only thing I asked to be compensated for is for the Oswald and any donation offered for my time, commensurate with our experience and outcomes, would be a donation, a tip, if you will. Back to that spot of business, as I called it. On the way back to the house, I swung by the old neighborhood to see what illicit deeds the dope fiends are hitting on these days. As I mentioned once in the past that dope fiends can sometimes come in handy when you need some unsavory shit done or a law broken without question or shame. I advised that I would need a B&E at a pharmacy, that the pay wouldn't be great, but so long as he got me what I needed out of the cooler, then he could help himself to whatever else is in there. Of course, he was with it and completed the mission that night. I gave my customer the Mo Phillips burner phone number, which forwards to the phone I stashed at the treehouse, forever plugged in and on silent with no vibration, and eventually back to my own phone. She's ready when you are. Meet me at that park at 5:15. I need to go to Mom's house anyway. Okay, and how much? Oswald is $50 a week. And how do I, in cash in person or Cash App to the number you called? I had pointed the Mo Cash App account to say Mighty Mo Fitness for the sake of this undertaking, because it felt promising enough to stick with. Also, it's easier to use a non-ID on Cash App than anywhere else. She sent it now. See you then. I spent the remainder of the day removing the labels from the Ozempic tubes, creating new ones with my wife person's candle labels and some official-looking instructions with the tube. The exchange went over without a hitch, and we were both on our ways. Back home that evening, we watched the news before Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy came on, and they mentioned a shortage of Ozempic following an apparent theft at a major pharmacy, and how other pharmacies in the area were scrambling to help out. Oswald. What? Imagine if someone stole all the Ozempic and tried to make a street drug of it, like I did with Plan B a few Valentine's me ago. Ugh! Since a street drug named Ozzy would be on the nose knowing what we know about Mr. Osborne, so they call it Oswald. Sire! And the way people are clamoring for Ozempic, on or off label as it is, goldmine. Silliness aside, the lady from the park preemptively sent me a Cash App a couple of days later, ready for not only her next week's supply, but one for her friend as well. When we met at the park, she handed me an extra 20 each and thanked me. This will continue for the next few weeks, including the bringing of new people and tipping. And I began to notice I was down to my last case. Back over to the hood I go. Once in the neighborhood, I'm wandering about like an absolute asshole looking for this one particular crackhead, completely unable to locate him. I approach a couple of others and ask about him. Of course, I didn't know his name, so I had to describe him like there was some kind of fucking sketch artist was there to help us hash this shit out. After silently conferring through confused looks, one of them realized what was shaking. Crackhead number 2. Oh, he talking about Baldhead Jermaine. He come through a few weeks ago with all kinds of goodies, but won't tell nobody where he got it from. He was making big money off it for a little minute, but not sharing none of that shit. The cops came and picked his ass up last week, said he had stole all that shit from a drugstore or some shit. Well, fuck me running. My reliable source of Oswald is dried up now and is likely to eat several years of prison time because drug addicts don't tend to have effective legal representation. Back to the drawing board with me. I need to get a new burner number and avoid that damn park like I owe somebody money out that bitch from now on. I just hope he sticks to the code and doesn't mention me, even if we didn't ever exchange names.